Hi, I'm here with Joe Nuccio, President and Chief Executive Officer of ASG Security. Right here in Maryland, we're at the ESX trade show this June 2009. Talk a little bit about the business of the industry, and I'm Jeff Cole, editor of SecurityInfoWatch.com. Joe, welcome.
Thank you, Jeff. Glad to be here.
I wonder if you could start off by giving our viewers a little overview about the company, some history, and markets served and services offered.
Sure. Today ASG, we're the 11th largest independent security company in the U.S. And we predominantly operate in cities around Texas, and then kind of in what we call the Mid-Atlantic region, which stretches from the Carolinas kind of up through just below New York. And of course, this Washington, D.C., Virginia area. And I would say, I guess I'd categorize this as traditional alarm company. We have all the revenue channels and all of the branches, residential, small business, engineered systems, and then our government services group.
Now, you guys have done a lot of growth lately, done some acquisitions. Give us a little history on what's happened in the world of acquisitions for ASG.
Well, I think today we've been fairly active since we've been in existence, and we've kind of looked at it as our growth strategy has really been to become what we call like a super regional player. And so we find an acquisition, and then we integrate it into our existing platform, and then we continue to grow our internal sales, and then find tuck-in rate that helps supports that. So we're kind of always growing. And our plan throughout time has always been about 50% growth through internal sales and 50% through acquisition. So we're always very robust in the acquisition mode. I'd characterize this year as there's a lot of opportunity out there, a lot of different opportunities, and we continue to find some high quality companies that kind of fit into our existing footprints.
And some of those, NetVersant obviously was one of the recent ones.
NetVersant was a great opportunity for us. It was the Mid-Atlantic region operations that we bought. And it's fit very nicely into our existing Beltsville, Maryland, which is Northern Virginia, and D.C. and Baltimore area. So we already had a very large company that had government services and integrated systems, and this added on to that, which made it just a very robust company and quite a top competitor in this region.
Besides the acquisition growth, you guys have obviously done a lot of organic growth as well. What are you finding are the top growth areas for the firm right now?
Well, I think in the past few years, our video and access business and integration business has been really high growth. Our residential has always continued to be very high growth as a sector, but I think the big growth areas for us has been really in kind of video and access and fire business on the commercial side.
How has the economy affected that growth? Is the slowdown in the national and of course the world economy affected your business?
I think it's odd because we don't really operate in areas like we're not in Nevada and we're not in Phoenix and areas that really got hit very hard on from a real estate scenario. So on our residential business, we're primarily in the areas that we're in have been actually very robust. So this year had been very robust for residential installations. On the commercial side, we're not really in builder markets. We weren't in them on the residential side either. So we've really had a continually good opportunity in those areas. Now, we've enhanced that by buying companies like NetVersant. We bought 10 Security in this market. We bought Controlled Access, which was in northern Jersey, to really kind of help facilitate that growth to our existing customer base. So it's actually been pretty robust for us.
Does the slowdown in the economy make more companies available for sale, for acquisition?
You think it would, but we don't really come across a lot of companies that are distressed. We still come across a lot of very high quality companies that maybe for sale for a lot of different reasons. Owner wants to retire or do something different. We still find those opportunities, but I haven't seen as many distressed properties as one might think you would see in today's market.
Well, one of the things that we're, of course, at the ESX show right now, and we both just walked the show floor, saw some of the technologies, and a lot of technology has changed in the last few years, both in terms of how we monitor, what we can monitor from the stations, and what's installed. How have you kept up with those technological changes? We're seeing all these things, video analytics, of course, so much remote access and managed services. How has your business tailored to those new technologies?
Well, I think today, when you talk about the economy has a great effect on customers, retaining customers, and attrition is a very, very large part of an important part of the business. The managed services and the products that are out there today, like video analytics and managed services, things that go down to your PDA, those are really tremendous services, and they keep your customers because the customer is part of the process now. It's not where you just kind of monitor them and send them a bill, and if the alarm never goes off, it's a lot different than that. 5, 6, 8 years ago, the business was more of a cottage industry. If you think about some of the manufacturing and everything. Today, there's a tremendous amount of manufacturers out there. I mean, you got Honeywells, the GEs of the world, Tyke. These are companies that have really very large R&D, and they have really been able to start to begin to develop some very hardcore products, along with a lot of the video age and everything else coming in. So I think with the combination of that and the managed services, to us, that's really the future. And we've been preparing for that for a long time. We do a lot of things that tie our customers into being part of the process of monitoring, so that we can kind of retain them and they feel that it's a great value add, as opposed to just a standard monitoring, which I think is pretty, I don't want to say extinct, but you need to really add services onto that today.
You really need to touch your customers now.
Oh yeah.
Not just build them.
Yeah, you don't want to just send them a bill. I mean, you want to touch them, and customer service is paramount. And ASG's philosophy from the beginning has always been really about the customers, and that's what's really important, and making sure you're providing good. We don't manufacture any products. I mean, we just service customers, and we want to make sure that they're getting the highest level of services possible.
One of the things to give them great service is make sure your staff is well trained. Can you tell us a little bit about the training processes and how you keep your staff updated on new technologies and just keeping the best people out there in the field or out there in the sales cars?
Yeah, Jeff, I think that's a great question. I mean, one of the things today is that the manufacturers are so good at providing technical training to the field, because it's impossible for us to train them. I mean, we need the help and the support, and the manufacturers have been there and really helped provide that level. And like ESX, you have these training courses, and you have all of these kind of conferences that have tech seminars and everything like that. And we try to make sure that all the employees are very, very up to speed. The last thing we want to do is install a product that we don't understand or know how to service, because that's just a cancellation waiting to happen. So we really, training is really very, very important to us.
Well, and obviously in today's age where there's so much consumer electronics out there, your consumers are more attuned to these technologies than they ever were before. So that's very important. Yeah.
And then the age of the internet has really changed the world and everyone, and that's why I said all these managed services and voice over internet. I mean, these are all very, very important milestones in our industry, and it's significantly changed how we look at things moving down the road. So.
Well, Joe, thanks for joining us for the program today, and good luck in your business.
Well, thanks, Jeff. Appreciate you having me. Good, thank you.